The horizon of northern France is not just dark, it is burning. For 30 years, this has been the only reality the peasantry has known, a sky choked with black smoke and the terror of the English chevauchée. They look up at the charred skeletons of their homes, blackened gables standing like the hats of bishops. They call them Nols mitres, a dark joke for a dying kingdom. This is the signature of the English war machine, a strategy of total devastation designed to break the spine of France by burning its heart. Since the slaughter at Crécy and Poitiers, the English have walked through this land as if they own it. They believe they are invincible and that King Charles V is too weak to leave his castles. They believe the war is won because they have forgotten what it means to lose. But the king has found a new weapon that ignores the code of chivalry. It is a weapon that fights in the mud, in the dark, and in the freezing rain. It is December 1370, and the ground is frozen hard as iron. The wind cuts through mail and gambeson, finding every gap in the armor. In the silence of a winter forest, the English are about to learn they are no longer the hunters. They are the prey, marching through a wasteland of their own making, heavy with looted gold and stolen cattle. The English leadership is slow, bloated with pride, and dangerously confident. At their head is Sir Robert Knollys, the old freebooter, a man who rose from the ranks to become Europe's most feared mercenary. He knows war is a business and that you do not fight unless the odds are perfect. He has survived by being cautious and smart. But the young wolves riding behind him, men like Sir Thomas Grandson and Sir John Minsterworth, are hungry for glory. They look at their commander's caution and see only cowardice. Drunk on past victories and assured of their superiority, these young captains commit the unforgivable sin of warfare. They divide their forces. In the biting cold of late November, the great English serpent splits into 3 columns to forage for winter comforts. They want better wine and softer beds. Disgusted by their arrogance, Knollys takes his retinue west. Minsterworth goes his own way, while Sir Thomas Grandson takes the elite vanguard south, deep into the Sarthe Valley. Grandson camps near the village of Pontvallain. The location seems safe, so he posts few sentries. Grandson believes the French are miles away, cowering in fortresses. On the night of December 3rd, he goes to sleep believing he is the master of the field. Dreaming of ransom money, he does not know the trap has already been set and the jaws are closing. While the English drift apart, a different scene plays out in the French city of Caen. There is no debate over winter quarters here. There is only the rasp of whetstones on steel. Standing in the center of the whirlwind is the new Constable of France, Bertrand du Guesclin. He looks nothing like a storybook knight. Short, squat, and famously ugly, he is described as having the skin of a boar. Born to the brutal border wars of Brittany rather than high nobility, du Guesclin hates the pageantry of the joust. He despises honorable combat that wastes men for vanity. He cares only for winning. King Charles the Wise has unleashed him with a single mandate: destroy them. Du Guesclin's spies report Grandson's isolation. He has a window of perhaps 48 hours to exploit the error. But there is a problem. The English are near Le Mans, nearly 100 miles away. Logistically, reaching them in time is impossible. A standard army would take a week. But du Guesclin ignores the impossible and orders the army to move. What follows is one of the greatest feats of endurance in medieval history. On December 1st, he orders his men, professionals, not farmers, into the saddle. They ride into the teeth of a winter storm, through quagmires of freezing mud that suck the shoes off horses. Rain turns to sleet, stinging eyes and numbing hands. A standard march is 10 miles a day. Du Guesclin pushes them for 30, then 40. He rides the line like a block of iron on a war horse, cursing and driving them forward. He forbids sleep. They eat hard bread in the saddle, in the rain. Horses collapse, hearts bursting, and men simply grab fresh mounts and keep moving. Fueled by the constable's ferocious will, they strip away their own fatigue. They reach Le Mans on December 3rd, covering 100 miles in 2 days. Grey with exhaustion and swaying in their saddles, the men collapse into billets expecting rest. They have done the impossible. Surely now they can sleep. But scouts bring news. Sir Thomas Grandson is at Pontvallain, only 20 miles south, and he is asleep. Du Guesclin sees their fatigue, but he also sees the opportunity. If he waits for dawn, the English will wake, form battle lines, and string their longbows. The advantage will be lost. He makes the decision that defines him. He orders the trumpets to sound. Get up. They march into the void of a pitch-black night, the rain relentless. Men stumble in the mud, but are driven on by the promise of vengeance. It is the hour before dawn, on December 4th, 1370. The English camp at Pontvallain is silent. Fires have burned to embers. A few grooms break ice on water buckets while the knights sleep. Dreaming of warm hearths, the English are unaware that death is less than a mile away. The damp earth absorbs the sound of hoofbeats until the mist tears open. There is no herald, no challenge. The French vanguard bursts from the tree line like a landslide, screaming with the guttural roar of men intent on slaughter. The surprise is absolute. Horses stampede through the camp, trampling fires and sending sparks into the dark. Yet these English are veterans of the Black Prince. Even in panic, Sir Thomas Grandson rallies his household knights. They form a desperate, ragged knot of resistance beneath the walls of Château de la Faigne, locking shields and bracing spears. In the past, this is where the French would have failed. Usually, English archers would step forward and decimate the cavalry, but the archers are not ready. Their bows are unstrung, their arrows in wagons. Du Guesclin arrives and sees the English rallying. Knowing a mounted charge against a braced line is suicide, he signals his men to dismount. This is the evolution of war. French knights in heavy plate slide from their horses. They shorten their lances and draw battle axes. They advance on foot, a wall of moving steel that arrows cannot penetrate. When a few English archers loose a volley, the arrows bounce off curved bassinet helmets. The technological advantage has shifted. The melee becomes a crushing, claustrophobic brawl in the mud, where brute force outweighs skill. Pinned against the castle walls, the invincible English archers are cut down without their defensive stakes. Sir Thomas Grandson fights until overwhelmed, dragged down with a sword at his throat. The banner of England falls into the mud. The sun has barely risen, and the First English army is destroyed. But Du Guesclin is running on adrenaline and cold fury. Scouts report a second English column under Sir Walter Fitzwalter at the Abbey of Vars, just miles to the east. Hearing the screams from Pontvallain, they are trying to barricade themselves inside the abbey. Du Guesclin points east to Marshal Louis de Sancerre. Sancerre rides hard with a fresh division, hitting Vars just as the English close the gates. The English struggle to hold the holy ground of the churchyard, but the momentum belongs to the French. Sancerre's men storm the gates, spilling the fight into the nave itself. Stained glass shatters as men are killed against the altar. Fitzwalter surrenders. In a single morning, 2 of England's finest divisions are erased. The coordinated strike is a masterpiece. News of the disaster spreads like a shockwave. The confidence sustaining the English for 30 years evaporates. Panic sets in. Sir Robert Knollys realizes the trap has snapped shut. Abandoning his campaign and his honor, the old wolf orders a desperate retreat west toward Brittany. But Du Guesclin, the black dog, has the scent of blood and orders a pursuit. French cavalry harry the English for days, cutting off stragglers and ambushing baggage trains. The roads are lined with discarded loot, silver plates and silk tapestries dropped by men running for their lives. The pursuit culminates at Bressuire, where a mob of terrified English survivors reaches the castle gates, begging for sanctuary. The English garrison commander looks out from the battlements. He sees the refugees, but behind them, the banners of Du Guesclin. Knowing that opening the gates means letting the French in, he keeps them barred. Trapped against the walls of their own fortress, the survivors are slaughtered in the ditch by the French vanguard. It is the final, brutal punctuation to the campaign. The army that marched to taunt a king is reduced to corpses in the mud. Pontvallain was not the biggest battle of the war, but its impact was monumental. It shattered the myth of English invincibility. For decades, the English believed they could ride anywhere and defeat anyone. Pontvallain proved they could be caught and they could be beaten. Sir Robert Knollys returned to England in disgrace. King Charles V and Du Guesclin had rewritten the rules, showing war was not about feathers and tournaments, but logistics, speed, and ruthlessness. The English would stay in France for another 80 years, but never again with the same swagger. They would never again sleep soundly in the French countryside, knowing the wolf was out there, and he preferred to hunt in the dark. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe for more forgotten battles.